Weathering. Much respect and appreciation to all the explorers and participants who assisted on the public experiments and even those who assisted with the private one. There were 3 public experiments and 1 private experiment. The private experiment, let's go over that first actually, because it's important for people in the future when they come across this type of information. They're going to want to build a system, a matrix, an organizational process. You learn, a great deal about different aspects that'll become important to people of the future. And care is actually the stargate, the doorway, compassion. When it's mixed with evidence, this becomes the new technology, is evidence and compassion. That's why we spent a lot of time on this channel discussing that. The LASH factor experiment actually was the diving deep and becoming more dense, right? Because you hear, like in the New Age movement, how I want to ascend, I want to have a light body. Well, the LASH factor experiment is the opposite nature of that. It's about power, not force. Force was the Trinity experiment. So the LASH factor being the Earth's matrix, the Trinity experiment being the heavens matrix, and then we have the echo experiment, right? And the echo experiment is the harmony matrix. It's the discovery of fire and the heart. As opposed to the Trinity, we explored the mind and air. And in the LASH factor, we explored water and the gut, the future in the gut, the past in the mind, and in the present, which we discussed at length in the harmony matrix. Now, the private experiment is important because it is the body. It is form and structure. And the private experiment explores topics that require privacy, and privacy is an aspect of our reality. So we must, or at least I would suggest, that we harmonize with privacy. There are several aspects that fit nicely within the private experiment as well. Those access points being Tantra, arousal, the Kundalini, if you have a partner, and pleasure and pain, right? So the Trinity, in which you explore within the private experiment for people of the future, is violence, stealth, and wild. Now, most people who seek me out and find me are more interested in the dark arts. So, in order to have disclosure here and to reveal secrets, because in the end, right, this is important, because there's many things that we could have talked about that nobody asked, nobody found interest in, so I didn't discuss those topics. The channel is based off relationships and connections. It is synergistic. It works in harmony as a symphony, as one piece. And each piece is broken out into different perspectives that coalesce into a center. Now that center is Soul How You, which you find on every plate or flower in which you see on this channel. These things hopefully will become important in time as we move along, because we program matter with systems that you have discovered here. The majority of people I deal with are, I want to call them captains of their industry, so to speak. They feel they have reached their limits, but they know there's more. They just don't quite know how to get there. And they want to have that edge. And you will find that most people who are in these type of professions in their industry, they have people like me around them. They have these spiritual advisors and, tarot readers and stuff, right? They got all these weird, gypsies who hang with them, who always seem to be in the room when you have these meetings and stuff. And you're like, what's up with Joe Black over there? What's he doing here? So the point is that privacy for these captains of industry are required for them because it gives them their edge. When people find the profession that they absolutely love and are passionate about, they make it their craft, they make it their art. It's their, it's how they participate within the world, and it becomes their game. And that's really what this video is designed. The video is called Idea, but it's about a game of life for you, Soul How You, which is the core of this whole process. So that way, the game of life that you participate in can be performed with aim and joy. Discover that you can consciously experiment on your own, observing. You can build memory, and you can experience care. You may even discover new adventures, right? So with the Elemental Hypertech system, the elements and senses are built in a harmony matrix. And within that harmony matrix, there are aspects and angles, designs and patterns, if you will, that allow access to these portals, right? Or stargates, or whatever term that you feel comfortable with. So you have attention in the mind, the element of air. You have behavior in gut, the element of water. Intention, the heart, fire. And in the body, action. That is what the design is of the Hypertech system. It's a way to organize and structure in our game of life, to find authenticity, to be genuine, and most important, to be novel, right? Basically, it's where you choose to be the director and producer of your own life, of your own mind, which are your thoughts, your reasons, of your heart, which is where your will and desire rest. And your gut has a role in your life as well, and that is where feelings and emotion come from. And then your body follows and performs all the tasks and abilities with style. So you learn through the Trinity experiment how to apply force to your game. You learn in the LASH factor experiment what power is and how it comes from the gut. Where the Trinity experiment, that comes from the mind. So it is remote viewing in the Trinity, and it is appetency in the LASH factor, and it is harmony in the H.O.W. experiment. So, in closing, if you found value in the topics that we have covered here, and you wish to learn more, or if you want to discover the rewards that come from learning such practices, such organizations and structures, you are welcome to reach out to me. My name is Damian Questiny. I teach remote viewing, time travel, and magic. Thanks, everybody. I really do appreciate you listening this long, and I appreciate all the participants and explorers who I have met along this journey. But at this point, the quest does come to an end, at least on this part. Cheers.